Welcome to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we'll feature business and community leaders sharing their stories, initiatives, concerns, and passions. Learn practical information regarding community resources and opportunities. Now, the host of Business Voice, Greece Regional Chamber President and CEO, Sarah Lentini.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, and also the President and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. We've got a fantastic show for you today, starting with my first guest, Greg Cullen of Paychex. Welcome, Greg.
Hi, Sarah. How's it going today?
It's going very well, Just to say this, because I've had this conversation with multiple people. It is March, and with March comes spring, and it is just around the corner, regardless of what it happens to be doing on any given day in the month of March. So we need to take heart, because soon it will be spring, and then summer's right behind. So, Greg, you're with Paychex, and you're a small business consultant at Paychex, right?
Yes, correct. Yes. I'm with Paychex. I've been with Paychex for 12 years, right out of college. I went to St. John Fisher. I graduated from there in 2009, and I've been with Paychex ever since.
Oh, that's great.
The past 7-8 years, I've been consulting with our current Paychex clients on some of our HR and time and attendance-related products to make sure that our clients are in compliance with HR-related items as well as record keeping.
Right, because you guys do a variety of things, payroll, HR, sort of a full range of services at this point. So great to know. I didn't know that you'd been at Paychex. Paychex has really been your career coming out of school. And let's just give a plug to Fisher. It's a great university, great institution. And tell us a little bit about Paychex. In some ways, I think everybody thinks they know what Paychex is because it's a big name, been around a long time. But, there might even be people around that may not realize that Paychex is a locally grown, company based right here in Rochester, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, as most people know, Paychex is a huge brand nationally, Fortune 500 company. But to me, being a Fortune 500 company just means that we have all the resources at our disposal to help our clients succeed. As well as, we're bonded and insured by the federal government, meaning, we're assuming all liability to kind of protect our clients from anything. But yes, you're exactly right. We are as local as it gets. We started right here in Rochester, right out of Tom Golisano's garage in Penfield.
Wow.
So I started with a small company worth about $7,000 that he kind of mustered up on his own. So we are as local as it gets, and we actually specialize in small businesses that people probably don't realize, but our average size client is anywhere from 5 to 9 employees. We do specialize in small businesses, and that's kind of what Tom Golisano had in mind when he built this from the ground up.
That's terrific. Of course, the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, we serve businesses and nonprofits of all sizes. But, of course, we do have an awful lot of small businesses in the membership. And it's been said before, we'll say it again, small business is the backbone of the economy, both locally, regionally, and nationally. And small businesses are the businesses that are on their way to becoming the big businesses of tomorrow. So we want to support them. And you specialize in that, which is great. And let's talk a little bit about the services, because Paychex certainly does payroll, right? You mentioned a little bit of HR. Can you just walk us through what that means if somebody signs on for payroll, for example?
Absolutely, yes. Of course, the Paychex brand is specifically, everybody thinks of payroll and paying the taxes on the payroll. But, lately, with the current climate, with COVID-19 and the pandemic, we've been fielding so many HR-related questions, and our clients aren't even aware that, we offer resources and support for health and safety in the workplace to make sure our clients are in compliance with the OSHA regulations. We offer a COVID-19 help center to make sure our clients can go in there and ask questions and get answers to make sure that they're doing the right things when employees return to work and that sort of thing. Not to mention we have reporting for employees for PPP loan forgiveness that they can send over to their CPA, as well as the employee retention credit, which is a newer thing that we can certainly talk about as well further.
Yeah, and you were saying just a few minutes ago that you've got some special, was it bonding, did you say? Maybe it wasn't bonding, insurance at the federal level? I'm sort of taking you back to something you said a couple minutes ago.
So we're bonded and insured by the federal government. So if for whatever reason something happens, we assume all liability for our clients. And what I mean by that is some of the smaller payroll services that are out there, the only two that are bonded and insured by the federal government are us, Paychex, and EDP. So all the other local companies, if something happens to their company and they go under, guess what? Your payroll, their clients are going with bonded and insured to be bailed out.
That's a really important thing, and I never knew that. I never heard of that before. That's great.
Yeah.
So just now that you've told us about the bonding and the insurance, so when you were talking about payroll and HR services, what is it that you find? And I didn't know you help people with the PPP documents they need, the Paycheck Protection Program documents that they need, and OSHA.
Yep.
There's really quite a range of things. Is there one thing that you're finding people are really turning to you for more and more? Is there a growing segment of your business? How's that working?
Yeah, definitely all of these HR-related items that we're talking about, we have packages for businesses anywhere from 1 to 50 employees that I work with personally. But yes, I think some of our basic HR platforms, specifically, or more specifically, handbooks. So we've found that a lot of small businesses in the 1 to 10 employee range, they don't have a handbook in place to keep them up to date with mandated New York State laws that are ever changing. We're there to kind of build that stuff and make sure they are in compliance. So any of those HR related items, we've definitely been seeing an uptick in that in the past year or two.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, there've been there's the employee leaves that are kind of a whole new issue, as well as I'm just trying to think. I imagine there are all sorts of other areas that are changing. What are the ones that you find people are looking for the most? Is it in addition to the Family Leave Act? I'm just trying to think what else has emerged. Right, there were some rumblings around needing to be really careful with scheduling employees too. Right.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing. Employee record keeping. If an employer has employees that are hourly, they're mandated to track the New York State sick leave, which is brand new as of September of last year. That they're required to accrue sick hours for their employees that are hourly, and then also to record keeping their actual hours that they've actually worked, regular hours and overtime, things like that. We do all of that kind of stuff right on a single sign-on platform that tracks employees' hours worked, and time off, and it feeds right into our payroll to make everything streamlined, and for those employers to show the Department of Labor that they are in compliance.
That's great. I imagine that's a big weight off of a lot of your customers, shoulders and minds, not having to worry about that and knowing that they can, kind of rely on you to make sure that they're in compliance, at least in, several key areas. So
absolutely.
When you look to the future, I know you've got some exciting things going on. And one of the things I want to make sure to mention is that we at the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce are really excited that Paychex has joined us at the premium member level and is not just participating as a member, but that we're going to be moving forward with a new partnership to help serve the Chamber's membership. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, the partnership is going to be very important for everyone involved. Because of the small business climate changing and a lot of these small businesses needing HR-related services, Paychex offers a huge benefit for all the members of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. All of our services and packages, typically there's setup fees involved, anywhere from $200 to $500. We're waiving those fees to help small businesses get on board with these services and packages. Not to mention, we are also offering a 25% global discount on all of our services and packages to kind of help these small businesses, understanding that it is tougher times, and certainly the partnership with those discounts will make everything more affordable and more feasible and make more sense for these small businesses that are part of our chamber.
Yeah, those are phenomenal. I just want to say those are really fantastic benefits for us to be able to offer to Greece Regional Chamber members, and it's going to be so appreciated because our membership has had a tough year. Obviously businesses everywhere have, but we're very in touch with, the great businesses that we have. And by the way, our membership is not only in the town of Greece, but in surrounding Monroe County, throughout the county, some outside the county and even the state, but the vast majority are Monroe County. And we're very aware of the difficulties that everybody's been having. So that's going to be very, very appreciated. And of course, as you mentioned, it's been a difficult time, maybe not for every type of business, but it's been a very difficult time for many, many businesses. And to be going through that at the same time is also trying to struggle with some new regulations that, that are coming down the pike. It's going to be fantastic to be able to have them be able to turn to you for guidance and advice. And, of course, we're also planning to have you share your expertise with the membership because you've touched on any number of areas that I think are pivotal to business, sometimes a little mystifying, and I think we can have you come in and demystify and make people feel a little bit more comfortable. So we're very excited. Thank you so much to you and everybody at Paychex.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We're excited to be part of the chamber and again, help everybody out. So thank you for having me on, and looking forward to the partnership.
Yeah, same here. We're going to have you on again, Greg. This is just the beginning, and we thank you so much for joining us here today on Business Voice. Greg Cullen, Paychex, everybody. Greg Cullen. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to be right back with my next guest. Don't flip that dial.
The loss of a loved one can be an overwhelming time of hectic activity and high emotion. Remembering and celebrating the lives of those who have passed is important and fulfilling. A meaningful farewell, focusing on their life story, can help with healing. Some families turn to the clergy at their church to capture the essence of a person's life. However, those who may not be connected with the church may worry there is no one to fulfill this important role. At Bartolomeo and Perotto, we believe that a life remembered lives on. One of our trained funeral celebrants can help you thoughtfully design and organize your loved one's treasured memories and ensure that the story of their life is not forgotten. Discover how you can create a meaningful farewell. Visit Bartolomeo.com or call us today at 585-720-6000.
Alexa, play WYSL. And hear the WYSL stations worldwide. WYSL1040.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm your host, Sarah Lentini, President and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I am so delighted to welcome my next guest, Matthew Brooks of MGB Builders. Matt is the president of MGB and has been in business for many, many years. Welcome, Matt.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. So tell us about MGB Builders. I'm assuming that, maybe I shouldn't assume that, but kind of looks like it might be your initials. Is that about right?
It is. Yeah, Matthew Glenn Brooks, actually.
Nice.
MGB started in the late 80s, and when I was a young guy, and came from a family heritage of builders for many, 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 gosh, maybe even hundreds of years.
Oh, wow.
And on my mother's side of the family. And, we all just had that knack. And I enjoyed it tremendously. As a matter of fact, it's probably the most favorite thing I love to do, even as work. I actually am saddened over the business part of it because I love the hands-on part of it.
Oh, that's terrific. Wow. So you loved it almost immediately? I mean, you said this is on your mother's side. The entire family goes back for literally hundreds of years, if I understood you correctly. So does this mean that you had grandfathers and uncles and, all sorts of people in the family that trained you, that you worked with?
Yes. I actually at a very early age, my father wasn't much of a builder. He did fine, but he wasn't. He just wasn't a builder. He was actually a machinist.
Oh, wow.
So he definitely knew how things went together. But
yeah.
My uncles and my cousins on my mother's side, they are still in business. And I can't even tell you I really can't tell you how long. I know that it's heritage-driven for at least maybe 100 years.
It's amazing.
So in my early 20s, we were already capable of custom designing and building stuff on our own, and I was on my own. So it went like that, and we designed it for many, many years. My son, Chad, I have 3 children, Chad, Allie, and Kyle. Chad actually went to school for construction management, and he actually is my estimator project manager for MGB.
Terrific.
He is not only am I proud of him as being my son, of course, but he is truly great in the field and the scope of work that he does for the company. And I've worked with the best people, I think, around over the years, and he is right there with them. So I'm very proud of him. He's got a great little family. They live in Hilton. My daughter's in North Carolina, and my oldest son, Kyle, lives in Rochester.
Well, that's great. So it sounds like you have a very tight-knit family. How very nice. And that you've got family that's continuing to carry on the business tradition. It's it's not going to end with you. It doesn't sound like, which is fantastic. And getting to work with family. You're not the only family business that we've talked on this particular show, the Business Voice show, and it's really heartwarming to hear people talking about working and building something successful and meaningful with other family members. I think it's moving, and it's got the power to really create the sort of passion that you want in a life's work. So how nice to hear that you really love what you do, and that it's got a tradition to it. Now, what kinds of things do you guys build? I heard custom. So do you build custom homes, and are they custom homes? Sound like very, very nice homes. In fact, I don't even know that maybe
many years ago. I mean, we used to do we used to build a good number of houses and homes, but mainly we're probably about 70 or 80% is pretty heavy commercial.
Commercial. Okay.
We do. We like to do some big stuff. When before Chad came along, I've done many very big things from New York all the way to North Carolina.
Oh, nice.
Office parks and high rises, and so I got into some pretty heavy construction, so we're capable of doing that, and we have done that. So I pick and choose those, and to be honest with you, I love it when we do go up against another company as a client that is a family-driven company too, because I feel like not only do I have to build their building, but I've got to make it so they're supported by me and my experience, so the project not only turns out well, but I'm protecting them in some of the right calls during the build. And so they're going to be successful at the end, and of course I'm successful building it. So it makes a great team, and for all involved.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like you've got a fantastic business, and a large business. This isn't just a very well established business, but you're literally covering a lot of ground. It's great that you are based in Rochester, correct? You're based in the Rochester region.
I'm actually based in Spencerport. We are building a new office at this time too, which is going to be down the road, and we also have a satellite office. I used to have a full office, but we satellite now because we only go there when we're asked to come there. But I'm still a licensed builder in North Carolina, around the Raleigh area. So we do help out with some management stuff down there, and over the course of the years, and we've built a few buildings. But I only go there now, like I said, when it's, we want you to build it, please come here. And, we're not having to really fight for the opportunity. We're based right here on the west side. I am not gonna run MGB into, some kind of, 30 to 70 or $100 million a year company. I think I want to keep it in control and tight niched. So we can build anything, and we can do a few jobs at a time. and I can employ some people and give them the opportunity to raise their families, and along with just my son himself. But I love my employees. We actually, in our building, I actually put an Irish pub in.
Oh, wow.
And that employs 15 to 17 people.
Oh, how nice.
Yes, we have struggled over COVID. It's been a very bad struggle. It's called McCulley's, and it's doing well, and we've got great people. But at the end of the day, when you can sit there and look at your overhead and employees, I can't get any prouder to know that we've went from we're no huge people in a huge corporation, but we're able to employ 20 people or plus, yep. and I love every one of them. So yep. we're it's a great team on all efforts, and of course, to be successful, that's what you have to surround yourself with, is good people and,
yep.
and great team ethics.
Yeah, absolutely. And you sound very wise. You're keeping things at a level where you're successful and expanding, but not getting so big that you're losing control, and it enables you to make sure that everything is really, it sounds like quality matters a great deal to you, relationships and then the quality of the product that you're coming up with. And what is the name of the pub again? And this is in Spencerport?
Yeah, it's McCulley's.
McCulley's.
It's an Irish pub. We're about one building from the canal, right next to the public parking that's right at the canal and the gazebo right there. We're going into our 8th year, which is crazy.
It is.
Because I didn't even I actually was looking to put this nice little thing in Spencerport for somebody else maybe to own and rent, and I built it, and I wanted to make it look like the old traditional Irish pub from Ireland, so everything in it is like reuse, and I made it, I just really put thoughts and efforts into this thing to make it look like you're walking into an old pub, not something brand new, and it's really unique. I'm telling you, our food is 5-star. It's delicious.
Wow!
And
so you do food.
People,
you don't just do snacks. You actually do food.
Full sit down.
Oh, nice!
It's full sit down. From shepherd's pie to bangers and mash to to fish fries. I mean, it is. We're just waiting to get back up and running again. I mean, we're running at 50%. People have to order food to even have a Guinness or a drink, and it's very difficult, and it's hard on the employees. I mean, it's actually, you think your business is less, but what happens is you're trying to shoehorn people into, CDC guidelines, and your people are on masked for 8 hours, and they're working in the kitchen, and, it's very difficult on everybody, even the customers, because they just don't feel like they have their usual way. Yeah. And but we have great customers. We've got great people. We're actually expanding.
Oh, wow. And you have a wonderful menu. I mean, just what little you've mentioned sounds, mouth-watering. So do you guys do takeout?
We sure do.
Oh.
Yeah, we sure do.
Very nice. Very nice. Bangers and mash and shepherd's pie and
Oh, yeah. And, with the takeout and everything, takeout for us, when it got really where it was takeout only, that's very difficult because we are a scratch kitchen. We are not set up to do,
it's not
a lot
fast
of the
food.
great. Yeah, because the great pizza places, they did really well during that because that's exactly their forte. Yep. Our forte is for you to sit there, have a drink, and take your time and wait for a delicious meal to come out and to greet you. And it works great, except for this kind of timing.
Right. But, my gosh, are you poised to do well? Because, we are certainly heading, I think, in the right direction. And even though it's folks are impatient about being able to get back to some additional normalcy, it is coming. It will come. And, oh, boy, people are going to be excited about coming to see you. And you're making stuff from scratch, and it's all authentic. And you're making me very much want to go and see your place, along with Bob D'Angelo across from me, who's nodding his head vigorously. So good for you. And then how nice that you were thinking of your employees when you started this, Funny what can happen along the way, day, right? So
we were actually expecting, four people would run it, and it would be this small thing. And within the first year and a half, McCully's doubled in size, and it was still too small.
Wow.
And now we're going to go again, and it's like we're not driving that force. It's the people that come in there is driving the force.
Well,
and
it sounds wonderful. It sounds very unique. So I'm not surprised. Are you thinking of? Have you ever thought of starting another one? Maybe when things get a little more back to normal, starting another one in another part of the county.
We've actually been asked multiple times to do another location, and because we are unique, and we truly are. A Celtic, Isles hub.
Wow.
And we.
You want to think long and hard.
I'll tell you the difficult thing, and everyone in business knows it today. It's not about the customers. It's really trying to attract the employees to run it.
Yep.
Its employees are very tough to come by today. I think we're all in that same avenue, and no matter what business you're in. But we all have to figure this out. I think things are changing. I think people change. So I think that the needs aren't like they used to be, when we were all younger or even before. The needs have changed. So what we just found out with COVID, we found out that maybe you don't need all that big office because a lot of people can be successful from a home office and still work for the company. So there's just a lot of things that are different, but doesn't mean they're bad.
Yep.
I think that we've learned a lot.
Yeah, and we're evolving. You're right.
This.
Yeah, we were evolving to begin with, and you're right. This experience over the last 12 months or so has I think kickstarted and pushed along some of the directions we were heading in anyway, and it really accelerated some changes, including things like. The whole retail world is changing dramatically, and of course has been impacted greatly. So you're right. It's smart to really evaluate that request, but you should be flattered because it sounds like a really fantastic place. I'm sure people listening are going to want to check it out, and then also hopefully reach out to you. With the core business, MGB Builders. So if anybody listening is interested in either corporate or you do some residential, contacting you for either a corporate or residential kind of a project, how do they reach you? What is the best way to get to you or your company?
My email address is actually long, but it's quite easy. It's matt@mgbbuildinginc.com. All of my numbers and my email address are on our website. My cell is right on there so people can call me. When it comes to residential, we are fully custom. So we like to get into the really unique designs of, post and beam structures and some of the things like you would see on an HGTV.
Yeah.
We just like to separate ourselves, but also bring what we know to the table. And if we don't have a niche, there's just a lot of people in the same business. So, we can always get it done, but getting it done to a degree where, that's above and beyond is a whole different game. And we try to get into that avenue. Equality is, that's number one.
Yep.
And you know what? It should be a staple. If you're paying for something, you should get it quality. End of story. That actually, we shouldn't even be actually discussing that word. We're supposed to be professionals, so you're expecting a professional job,
right?
And and all of that comes at different price tags. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to spend money, I want to get what I want.
Absolutely. And you're right. That shouldn't even be a question, but the truth of the matter is that it isn't a given anymore. If it ever was, sometimes maybe we're being nostalgic about things that weren't quite as perfect as we think. But at the end of the day, the fact that not everybody is as focused on quality makes what you're doing really special. In addition to this wonderful family heritage, all this knowledge passed down through the generations, and a great family business, and a wonderful pub, Irish pub in Spencerport that we need to visit to boot. So Matthew Brooks of MGB Builders, we thank you so much for joining us here today on Business Voice, and we hope you come back and give us an update as the months go by, especially as you reopen the pub. I think we really want to hear even more about that, if you don't mind. And thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was wonderful. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. We enjoyed having you on. All right. Don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest.
Since 1983, Herko Computers is Rochester's first and most experienced custom computer system builder. Herko Computers is proud to be working with many of our original customers, including the Greece Chamber of Commerce. Whether you need a custom business PC, gaming system, or network server, Herko Computers can build you a custom computer system that exceeds your expectations. Herko Computers also offers complete IT support for your business. We can configure your business network, provide security from viruses and ransomware to keep your business or medical office running the way it should be. Herko Computers is also a full-service provider of network wiring, Wi-Fi, and network camera systems. Need to upgrade from Windows 7? Give Herko Computers a call at 227-1270 to discuss your options to get your business upgraded to Windows 10. Herko Computers is proudly locally owned and operated since 1983. Call us at 227-1270 and schedule your Herko Computers free IT evaluation. Herko Computers, 227-1270.
The National Kidney Foundation of Upstate and Western New York will hold a virtual Honors Awards benefit this year. Join the celebration on Thursday, March 25th as we honor individuals from our own community who have been outstanding in the fight against kidney disease. The benefit will take place in the evening from 6:30 to 7:30 with a live auction. You can participate by registering, and a link will be sent directly to your cell phone. The event registration is free, and all funds raised stay locally. Some auction items include a one-week stay on the island of St. Thomas directly on the beach, a one-week stay in a condo in South Carolina directly on the beach, plus exclusive fine wines and beautiful artwork. To register and support a great cause, visit kidney.org/NKF-honors-Rochester or email Ellen Scalzo directly at ellen.scalzo@kidney.org.
You're listening to the voice of liberty. AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host and the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and I have a special treat. Our next guest is Beth Wakula of Orchard View. Welcome, Beth.
Hello, welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's lovely to reconnect with you because, as with many relationships, this past year has been a little bit of a challenge, so we haven't seen people live as much as normal. And I miss your sunny smile. And it's wonderful to be talking with you. So tell us about Orchard View. I know it's a beautiful, beautiful place, not very old. So just describe it for people. What is Orchard View?
Sure. So Orchard View is a 55-plus community. We have a mixture of apartments from one bedroom to two bedrooms, and we have two-bedroom, two-bath townhomes. Right now we are building some more townhomes, so things are growing, and it's getting exciting here.
Oh, yeah.
Our location is pretty convenient here in Greece off of Ladder Road. It's right there next to Apple Annie's, and I know a lot of people in this area know where that's at.
Mm-hmm. In the town of Greece, right? Mm-hmm.
Right here in the town of Greece. We're in North Greece, yep.
Mm-hmm. And so you've got gorgeous, if I may say so, because I can easier for me to say, a beautiful facility, and the additional units that you're building, are they going to be more of the same? Are they going to be targeting a somewhat different population, or did you just say that and I missed it?
Nope. So currently, it's all still 55 plus. So we're here for the 55 and older crew. They're currently building 64 new townhomes at this time, 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhomes. And there are plans in the works for more apartments and townhomes in the back coming in 22, 23 time frame.
Nice. And so there's a lot of land involved, yes?
Lots of land involved. And here at the clubhouse, what makes this place so unique is, the clubhouse, we have a community room. We have a fitness center. We have a billiards room, a library, a pool. It's a heated pool with a huge sun deck. Beautiful wraparound porch, grill. Then in the buildings, the apartment buildings themselves, they have their own community rooms, their own, the trash rooms are right inside the apartments. They don't have to go outside to take their trash out.
Nice.
Their mail is right inside the building. They don't even have to go outside to pick up their mail. So It's a very convenient and well put together property for the senior community.
Yeah, and I bet a lot of people are surprised that the age bracket begins at age 55. That's actually quite young, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so you have probably a big range of folks there of varying, sort of needs and interests, and that probably makes for a nice mix and a nice community, I would think.
It sure does. I mean, we still have people that are still working. We have people that are semi-retired, and we have people that are retired. So it's absolutely a great mix here.
Yeah. And so it's it's the sort of place that you would pick, and you do pick because it's where you want to be. And one of the things I want to mention, or first of all, you should, if we could get you to talk a little bit about your role, what is it? What is your role at Orchard View? You're pretty much running the place, right?
Yeah, so I have been on the property since 2016, and my first move-ins were in September of 2017. So I've been here since the beginning. My role is to, lease up the property and continue to market it and get new people in the door. And, of course, I take care of a crew here who helps me take care of the property and keeps the grounds nice and the maintenance, on top of maintenance, and a leasing agent who helps me with that, getting those people in the door and signing them up for one of the new places here at Orchard View.
Yep. And I remember it because it seems like yesterday, but, and it wasn't that long ago, but it still seems, sooner in my memory than it's a little bit more time that's passed than I realized. But we were there to help celebrate your grand opening with you. And the thing that struck me was how much the residents adore you. I mean, unsolicited comments were coming right and left from people who just love you, and that's a huge plus too. You're there, you're a constant presence, and having somebody that you can turn to and that you like and trust is also an incredibly important plus for any kind of a community. So first of all, kudos to you, and then I hope your ears are probably you're probably turning a little pink right now, but just know that I was really impressed by that because you don't normally hear that much unsolicited praise, of somebody who's running any organization. So congratulations.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I do my best to keep everybody happy, and I'm consider myself a good people person, so I do try to connect with the majority, and if not all of my residents, to at some level connect with them.
Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about, is there food? I mean, what are some of the, is there any food on site, or do people typically cook because they have the ability to cook in their units, or how does food work?
So we are 100% independent living. There are no extra services such as, food or a dining room or anything like that. So, our apartments are fully stocked, all appliances included. Stainless steel appliances with the electric range, a microwave, full-size washers and dryers. So they don't have to go anywhere. They've got everything they need right in their apartment. And, a lot of the generation that we cater to they love to cook, so they still want the ability to do that. And here at Orchard View, they can absolutely do that in a beautiful kitchen.
And then they've got that beautiful, all those beautiful community amenities like the pool that you were talking about, which somebody else can take care of, right? Which is sort of perfect.
They don't
right?
have to do anything.
Yeah, I'm headed there myself. I'm kind of done with them. I'm really kind of fed up with some of the stuff you've got to do when you own a single family home and you don't have a crew to help you out. So that sounds very attractive. And what kinds of this is so beautiful. It is so beautiful and it sounds so beautiful. What kinds of do you have to be wealthy to live at Orchard View? Or are there a range of of price points? How does that work? And how do people find out more?
Right. So our prices are competitive. We keep our prices at what the market is calling for. I do market research, and I do know the competition in this area. And it's hard to find a place like Orchard View and still, at our price points. I mean, we range anywhere from $1,070 a month, and our townhouses, go up to $1,900 a month. It just depends on what you're looking for. We have something for everyone. We do require an income requirement. We require, a credit check, so they do have to go through those things. But it's a very simple, easy, quick process. And usually they come in with their applications, and within 10 minutes we have an answer for them, and they can put down that deposit and secure their new home.
That sounds
great.
So
it's very painless and easy.
And they've got you're helping them, and you and your team are helping them, and you're friendly and lovely, and it's made nice and easy. Well, it sounds beautiful. I know it looks beautiful, but it sounds even more beautiful as you describe the range of amenities in the actual units as well as what's coming. That's very exciting that you're growing. And I'm thinking that you're growing in a perfect spot because the town of Greece has, over 96,000 residents in the town of Greece alone. So I think you're going to be filling a very important need. And as you said, there may not be that many facilities. There may not be that many independent living communities that are as special as yours, and certainly none that has you, Beth Wakula. So, Beth, before I let you go, how do people reach out to you if they have interest in learning more? What's the best way?
Absolutely. So we're located at 1 Orchard View Drive, which is off of Ladder Road. You can always stop in. Our office hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Our phone number is 585-301-6454, and we also have a website. It's www.orchardviewapartments.com, and we also have all the information on the website. But you can always stop in to see myself or my leasing agent, Liz, and we'd be happy to show you around and, get your application and get you signed up.
That sounds great. Terrific to talk with you, Beth. Very nice to connect. And congratulations on the great job that you're doing over there at Orchard View and on your growth, all the units to come, which I'm sure will be very, very exciting for folks in the community. And we should stress you do not need to live in the town of Greece to be interested in Orchard View. And we're really happy that you came and painted a little bit of a picture for us. Beth Wakula, Orchard View, thanks so much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
All right. Don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Don't flip that dial.
The loss of a loved one can be an overwhelming time of hectic activity and high emotion. Remembering and celebrating the lives of those who have passed is important and fulfilling. A meaningful farewell, focusing on their life story, can help with healing. Some families turn to the clergy at their church to capture the essence of a person's life. However, those who may not be connected with the church may worry there is no one to fulfill this important role. At Bartolomeo and Perotto, we believe that a life remembered lives on. One of our trained funeral celebrants can help you thoughtfully design and organize your loved one's treasured memories and ensure that the story of their life is not forgotten. Discover how you can create a meaningful farewell. Visit Bartolomeo.com or call us today at 585-720-6000.
If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Greece to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we're better together, and together, we're moving business forward. Visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today.
The one media outlet you can count on. The voice of liberty. The WYSL stations.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host and the president and CEO of the Chamber, and I'm delighted to welcome my next guest, Michael Trippany of Trippiny Signs. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. So, Mike, I've known you for some time because you've been very active in the business world and a Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce member for quite some time. But this is a new venture for you, right? Trippiny Signs, and it's relatively new. How long ago did you start this?
Yeah, it is really new. It actually is kind of a birth from the COVID crisis that was going on last year. April, May of last year, I guess, is when we started. And it was, I'm a real estate agent by trade, I guess, and been with WCI, a partner at WCI Realty. But our sign maker, and during the COVID, kind of sent out a message saying, hey, we've been looking to retire. We've been trying to figure out a good time to do it. And with everything being shut down, now just seems like a good time to shut down the business and for us to retire. So I had a son who's 19 who, I was trying to figure out a trade for him or something like that because he liked to work with his hands. And I sent her an email and said, hey, don't shut it down. Sell it to us.
Wow, what a great story.
We'll continue it on.
That's wonderful. So now this is a business that you and your son are working in?
Mostly him.
Oh,
I bought it
him.
for him to run, but he's like I said. The intention was for him to mostly run, but a lot of times, based on how busy we are, a lot of times I'm down there helping him as well.
Well, isn't that nice, though? That's wonderful. I mean, especially if it works, there's no greater joy than working with people that you love and working with your family, and of course, if it's creating basically a legacy for the family and for your son. How very, very nice. I think it's a wonderful story. So that means, though, that you're kind of doing two jobs. Is that what I'm hearing?
I wish it was only two, but yeah.
Is there more? Okay.
I'm a landlord. I have multiple businesses, so it's my time gets divided at times. But yeah, it's what's nice is it's in the same building. My real estate company's on the third floor, and my sign company's on the first floor, so I can kind of bounce between floors and kind of handle both of them at the same location, which is nice.
That's very nice. So at least the commute is short, and you're right there by the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce offices. We're at 2402 West Ridge Road, and you must be, where are you?
2450.
2450 West Ridge Road, right on the corner. So that's fantastic. Did you guys know about the sign business when you started, or is this something where you've learned very quickly?
Yeah, we got an email on a Monday. I said, let me buy it on a Tuesday.
Oh, my gosh.
I went and shopped for space on a Wednesday.
Wow.
Came up with a deal on Thursday, and we started moving in on Friday.
That is amazing. What a story. That's amazing.
Never made a sign in my life, nor my son.
Oh, wow.
So it was, we were jumping in with both feet, for
I'll
sure.
say. And right in April of 2020.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But you said it was born of COVID, and is that also... I mean, obviously, the time period was, the beginning of the pause, the big COVID pause that we've now been living through. But is it also because there's a need that the sign business was actually filling during the COVID time period and continues to fill?
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of COVID signs. We've done a lot of COVID signs for businesses, and as things started to open up, especially in the early days when everything had to be done for all the different busincing, whether they were a lot of mask signs, 6 feet apart signs for the floors, all of those types of social distancing type signs. We've been making for all sorts of businesses. And then they started opening community pools in the summer, and then all of those had new standards. And everything was kind of fly by the seat of your pants, and everybody was panicking. Gyms, all had a set of their own rules where they had to do them for showers and washing hands, and depending on the business and what the New York State was requiring them to do, people were basically coming to us at the last second saying, "Hey, we just got the rules. We need them by Friday because we can open back up, but we got to have these signs."
Yeah,
so.
We got to put those rules up. We got to make sure that we've posted the rules so that everybody who's coming into the facility is, real clear on what's required. Wow, so that's been fantastic. So you have not been slow.
No.
You've been busy.
Yeah, and real estate's really good right now, and probably a good half of our business is real estate signs. Like I said, that was kind of how I was introduced to the business, is because they did our real estate signs here at WCI. And they stopped doing them. So we were either going to have to go look for a new company, or, like I said, I picked it up and started doing all the ones that they were currently servicing, as well as my company.
So that's great. You really, you were really there at the right moment, and you've kept certain key services that were, right there in the center of Greece. You've kept them going, in addition to obviously starting what is a new business for you guys. So at the beginning, maybe you had never made a sign, but now I'm guessing you've made quite a lot of signs. Do you have any idea how many you've made?
Oh, geez. We do a lot of stickers and those types of things. Probably in the 10 to 12,000 range, I would guess.
Wow.
A lot of political signs. So when we went through all of the elections, we were making a lot of election signs.
Yep.
Candidate signs. Mike Berry, when he was running for office, we did a lot of his signs. We just got the contract for Greece Central School District to do some of their signs. So
it's
really starting to pick up, and we're getting some commercial contracts, which are really going to help us grow and hopefully add employees and help grow the economy and get people back to work.
Yeah, give you a few more hours.
That's right, exactly.
You and your 2 or 3 jobs. So. As you're looking at the future, obviously you're looking to grow, which is fantastic. And, are you, thinking that you want to specialize in any way? Because it sounds like you're covering an awful lot of ground, right? Is there any kind of sign you don't produce?
I would say not really. I mean, we would subcontract some out. I would say the one thing that we don't do right now, and really because of our space, is wrapping vehicles. We get calls on those quite a bit, where people want to do full truck wraps for construction or box trucks, things like that. We don't do those types of things just because we don't have a garage and a nice dry area where we can put those things on. But we do a lot of decaling for trucks, for Van Putty, Gardens, those types of things, where everybody buys a new truck. Like when companies, when they buy new trucks, we do all the decaling for the sides of those.
So
windows for the sides of businesses, so any kind of glass decals or vinyl decals that you put on the front of the business. We do a lot of that as well.
I wouldn't even have thought of that. So you really do lots and lots of different types of signage for all kinds of customers. So is it just you and your son at this point, or are you mentioned you were going to be growing? I mean, that's the plan. Are there more members of the family that have come to help out, by the way?
Yeah. My daughter's in law school, and she's finishing up her last year this year, but she was home for a full year because of COVID, and she had a big role of graphic designer in our company, and she still does it from law school in Cleveland when we have stuff that needs to be extra creative or a little more pretty than my son and I are able to create. I throw it at my daughter, and she'll do some graphic design. And then my wife, she unfortunately gets the role of coming in to help clean up once in a while because, we're just wrecking balls that go in and make everything, and then once in a while she'll come in and help clean us up.
Oh, you've got to be extra grateful for her because that's not the most fun of the jobs that you described, but it's so essential. Yeah. So how nice. So the entire family, it sounds like just about. I don't know how big the family is, but it sounds like the whole family's involved. So what a lovely, lovely effort. You've got to feel, really good about it, even if it is probably keeping you all very tired. It's also something that you're building together. How very, very nice. So you don't just produce signs. What I was hearing in that with your daughter and the graphic design is you're also helping people create signs. Yes, you're doing something on the creative side.
I would say basic. I won't say that we're doing logos or creating logos for companies and stuff. I would say we do a lot of design stuff for. People will send us their logos, and we'll build those into other designs, like real estate signs, for instance. They send us their logos, their pictures. their company, and then we have to kind of make a design that looks nice and display for a real estate sign that goes out by the road. So there's those birthday signs. Someone will give us a theme. Hey, my son likes Mario Brothers, so use some kind of theme with Mario Brothers, and it's his 6th birthday. Then we'll go in there and find some designs and build some nice signs for him. So but I would say basic graphic design, but mostly we're just putting stuff together and then printing the stuff out.
But it means if somebody needs a little bit of help, they've got the ingredients, but they need a little bit of help kind of laying them out, you're able to do that for them, it sounds like, which is fantastic. So if somebody's hesitating because they don't have, the entire thing fully formed and ready to go, it's possible that you could give them a little assist getting there. So that's an important piece for people to hear. So if folks want to talk to you about any of the services you just described, how do they reach you, Mike?
Best way, contact us through our email. One of the ways, which is trippanysigns@gmail.com. And then same thing really for the internet, and go www.trippanysigns.com.
And because not everybody may know how to spell Trippany, it's Trippany. Yeah, it's a Y, not an I, just in case anybody is thinking that it ends in an I. So it's TRIP and then another P-A-N-Y, Trippany Signs. So it's great to, and I'm sure if you just Google Trippany Signs, Rochester, New York, you're going to come right up. It's great to talk to you, great to reconnect, because we've certainly talked about your work over at WCI Realty, and great to know that you're still involved with that as well. And we're delighted to have you as new members, Trippany Signs, as new members of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we wish you and your son and the entire family much success. It's so very nice to hear about this great new family-owned business.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Mike Trippany, Trippany Signs, we hope you come back. Thank you so much for being here today on Business Voice.
Have a good day.
You too. That just about wraps it up for us today here on Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm your host, Sarah Lentini. I'm also the president and CEO of the Chamber, and I want to give special thanks to today's fantastic guests, starting with Greg Cullen of Paychex, Matt Brooks of MGB Builders, Beth Wakula of Orchard View, and Mike Trippany of Trippany Signs. They're all Greece Regional Chamber members. They're just examples of the fantastic businesses that we have in the greater Rochester community and in the Chamber membership. If you want to check out their contact information, check out other members of the Chamber, see what we've got going on, because we're very active and have lots of programs. Lots of virtual programs, especially right now. Go to greecechamber.org. That's greecechamber.org. And we look forward to connecting with you again on the next edition of Business Voice. Be well.
You've been listening to Business Voice. The Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce serves businesses, nonprofits, and individuals throughout the region, focusing on promoting economic and community development and serving as the voice for business. The Chamber offers networking, education, advocacy, community events, and business services. It serves as an important platform for business leaders and citizens to come together in support of common goals.